Good morning. In UPSC Principal Vice Principal Preparation, today our topic is learning theories. Okay, behaviorism, cognitivism, constructivism. Today we are discussing about these three topics. In behaviorism, first of all, I am discussing about the founder of the behaviorism. Who is the founder of the behaviorism? John B. Watson. He is the American psychologist and he is the father and founder of the associate with the behaviorism. Believed that psychology should study only observable and measurable behavior. Okay. Learning is a result of the SR. Learning is a result of SR, stimulus and response. Okay. Its core idea is stimulus and response. Okay. His practical, Watson practical is little Albert Einstein experiment practical. Little Albert experiment. Okay. In this practical, a little boy named Albert. He was, first of all, see the white rat, but he is not afraid. It is called the before conditioning. After that, white rat plus loud noise. When white rat came, then he make a loud noise. The scientist make a loud noise with the bell. On that moment, with the listening of the noise, the little boy Albert became frightened, afraid. It is called the during conditioning. Third one, after conditioning, white rat alone was shown. The result is Albert showed fear response. Okay. When white rat came, there is no fear. It is the before condition. After after white rat seen, the bell is rang, loud noise. The little boy Albert became fear. And third one, after conditioning, when the white rat alone was shown, the boy Albert showed fear response. It is called the SR, stimulus and response. In key points of the Watson, focus on the observable behavior, environment shapes behavior, believed in objectivity and scientific approach. Okay, what is the classroom approach? Here, positive reinforcement. Teacher gives praise, student feels good, student repeats the behavior. Okay. Important terms. Stimulus. Stimulus, yes. Something that produces a response. Response, you know about that. Reaction to the stimulus. Conditioning. Learning through association. Behaviorism. Study of observable behaviorism. Environment. Important factor in learning. Okay. And most important point, scientists and key contribution. Watson, behaviorism, Pavlov, classical conditioning, Thorndike, trial and error, and law of effect, Skinner, operant conditioning. Okay. Exam point of view, quick recall. Founder of the behaviorism, John B. Watson, believed in stimulus and response, SR. Focus on the observable behavior. Little Albert experiment and white rat. White rat. Research done with the one friend Rainer. Main role, enrollment plays an important role. This is the first one. Second one, father of the classical conditioning, Ivan Pavlov. He is the Russian psychologist. His main work is classical conditioning. He is completely conduct experiments in dogs. Believed that learning occurs through the associations. Main core idea, stimulus, learner, response. Pavlov conducting an experiment, classical conditioning with an animal dog. First of all, food given to dog. When the food observe the dog, the salivation. Food is the UCS, unconditional stimulus, and salivation, unconditional response. When food observed dog and salivation, UCS, UCR. During condition, next point. When the scientist Paulo give to food to dog and bell ranks. Bell ranks. Here, natural stimulus is bell, food is the unconditional stimulus, and salivation is UCR, unconditional response. Third, after conditioning, Only bell ranks. Only bell ranks. Before here, bell ranks before of the food. Bell plus food is equal to salvation. After conditioning, bell ranks, then the salvation is then salvation. Then neutral stimulus alone brings about the response. Okay, CS brings to CR. Okay, result bell now produce salvation without food. Bell now produce salvation. Here UCS, UCR, unconditional stimulus, unconditional response. Here NS, neutral stimulus plus UCS, then UCR. Here only CS, CR. Here answer is CS produces CR. Okay. Here the key points. It is involuntary and automatic. It is based on the reflexes. Classical conditioning is also called Pavlov conditioning. Important developing habits and emotional responses. Example, teacher rings a bell before starting an important test daily. Students get alert and serious as soon the bell rings. Okay. Therefore, CS LS to CR. Another example, when after completion of the bell, after completion of the school, the bell rings, then the students all are ready to went out. Okay. Applications used in therapy and fears and phobia, formation of the habits, useful advertising, development of emotional reactions, helps in classroom management. Okay. Next, important terms UCS, unconditional stimulus, UCR, unconditional response, NS, neutral stimulus, means no response, CS, conditional stimulus, CR means conditional response. Okay. Pavlov, father of the classical condition, experiment, dog, bell, and food, learning by association. Okay, types of stimuli and responses. Next, Skinner. Skinner. Skinner is the father of the operant condition. He is the American psychologist. He is known as his theory is known as the operant condition. Behavior is shaped and controlled by reinforcement punishment. Its core idea. Okay. Focus on the observable behavior. Behavior, consequence, and future behavior. It is means if consequence is reinforcing, behavior increases. If consequence is punishing, behavior decreases. One example, Skinner is experiment is doing an one element that is the rat. Okay, Skinner box, Skinner box, animal, rat. Okay, simple. This is the Skinner box. This is the Skinner box. It is the speaker, it is the light, lever, food, and electric grid. Okay. When the rat presses the lever, it receives food. The rat learns to press the lever. Behavior is simple. It is a Skinner box. It is an operant condition. In that operant condition, in the Skinner box, there is a rat. There is a lever also. When the lever is touched and pressed, then food is come to the rat. Okay. The rat tried one time, two times, three times, four times. After that, when the rat presses the lever, it receives the food. It is the reinforcement. The rat learns to press the lever. It is the behavior is reinforced. The rat keeps pressing the lever repeatedly. Behavior is repeated. Okay, simple. Behavior followed by the reinforcement likely to be repeated. Okay, behavior followed by the punishment likely to be decreased. What is here? Suppose in that place, suppose he touched another point, then he get an electric shock here. Okay, you can observe reinforcement, increased behavior. Example, giving a chocolate when the child complete the homework. It is the positive reinforcement. Negative reinforcement, seat belt, alarm stops when we wear the belt. When we are going in a car, we did not wear the seat belt, then they give alarm. It is also negative reinforcement. Positive punishment, scolding a student for talking in class. It is the positive punishment. Then the student will not talk in the class. Then the class will be good. Negative punishment. Taking away mobile privilege for poor performance. Okay. Removal a pleasant stimulus to decrease behavior. Next. Key points. Learning is a function of consequence. Operant condition is called the instrumental conditioning. Behavior can be shaped. Reinforcement strengthens behavior. Punishment weakens behavior. Okay. Important in shaping habits, attitude, and social behavior. Classroom application. Praise good habits, good behavior. Then it is a positive reinforcement. Give privilege to sincere students. Give extra practice for improvement. Use logical consequences, not harsh punishment. Okay. Helps in developing self-discipline and desirable behavior. Uses behavior modification, education and classroom management, therapy for behavior disorders, training animals, whatever may be. Okay. Improve productivity and organization. Important terms reinforcement, positive reinforcement, adding pleasant stimulus, negative reinforcement, remove unpleasant stimulus, punishment, any consequence that decrease, operant condition, learning through consequences. Okay. Skinner shapes behavior by reinforcement the response. Behavior, reinforcement, behavior increases, punishment, behavior decreases. Okay. Key points. B.F. Skinner, father of the operant condition. Learning is a function of its consequences. Reinforcement increases behavior. Punishment decreases behavior. Skinner box, tool used in experiment. Next. Thorndike. E.L. Thorndike. He is the father of the Connectionism. Thorndike is an American psychologist, founder of Connectionism. Thorndike's main concept is trial and error learning. It's conducted by cats. It's conducted by cats. Okay. He also believed that learning occurs stimulus and response. SR, stimulus and response, core idea. Law of effect, 1898. Its important contributions. Okay. Response that followed by satisfaction are more likely to be repeated, and those followed by annoyance or likes less likely to be repeated. Okay. Thorndike puzzle box experiment. He completely his animal is cat. Okay. First of all, cat is put in a puzzle box. Cat wants to come out. Cat tries several random actions, pushes, scratches, jumps, whatever may be. By chance, cat press the lever, door opens. Cat comes out and get some food. Cat feels satisfied. Next time, cat takes less time to press lever. That is the connections SR. Connection SR. Therefore, finally, cat comes and quickly and easily learning is established. Here, conclusion trial and error. Satisfactory response is stamped in. Add future errors are eliminated. Okay. Example. First of all, Thorndike law of learnings, law of readiness. A connection is strengthened in the organism ready to act. Law of exercise. Use practice. Strengthen the connection, disuse the weakness. When you are, example, when you are doing one sum, you don't know about that. On the time, you use the formula and you repeatedly do that sum. Then it is very easy to you. It is called the law of excess. Law of effect. Satisfactory response are strengthened, annoying response are weakened. When after completion of sum, you get the answer, then you feel very happy about that. Okay, and repeatedly you can do. It is called the trial and error method. Trial and error. Okay, classroom applications. Give immediate feedback and rewards. Praise good behavior. Law of effect. Provide practice and repetition. Most of the teachers in maths and science do this. Doing like this. Ensure students are ready to motivated. Law of readiness. Key points. Thorndike used animals in his experiments. Learning is gradual. Learning by trial and error. Satisfaction strength the connection. Okay. Important in developing habits. Habits. It is called the trial and error learning. Okay. Key points. Thorndike trial and error learning. Pavlov classical conditioning. Skinner operated condition. Watson behaviorism. Important terms. Stimulus. Response. Connection, S and R. Satisfaction, the answer, result. Annoyance, unpleasant results. Trial and error, learning by trying various response. Okay. Next, once again recall. Thorndike, father of Connectionism, famous for puzzle box, cats with cats, propounded the law of effect 1898. Learning occurs by trial and error. Three laws, readiness, exercise, and effect. Important contribution, education psychology. Okay. Next topic is John Piaget. Okay. He is the father of the cognitive development theory. Cognitive development theory. Cogn John Piaget, Swiss psychologist, known that his theory is the cognitive development, believed that children actively construct knowledge through interacting with the environment. Learning is a development process. It's the most important point. Learning is a development process. Focus on how children think and make sense of the world. Okay. Its core area. Child active learner, enrollment experience, and adoption, new knowledge. Okay. Child and enrollment and new knowledge. In this, he is using two words, assimilation and accommodation. In this concept, John Piaget, the first concept is schema. Schema. Mental structure or framework for the understanding the work. It is called the schema. Assimilation. Fitting the new knowledge information into the existing schemata. Schema. Suppose he knows about the some knowledge. He knows about the some knowledge in his mind and he had the some assimilation, some knowledge. Suppose he is doing 2x plus 7 is equal to 4. Example, 2x plus 7 is equal to 4. He know, add and subtract both sides, left hand and right hand. Okay, then 2x plus 7 is equal to 0. Then 2x is equal to minus 7, x is equal to minus 7 by 2. It is the accommodation. Modifying existing schemata, creating new ideas. Last one, equilibration, balance between these two. First of all, schema, what is the its mental structure, what he know about the concept, and assimilation, adding some new thoughts, new ideas. Then after that, he add the accommodation. He using this. This is called the important concepts of the John Piaget. First stage, stages of the cognitive development, four stages. First one, sensor motor stage. It's 0 to 2 years, learning through action, birth 2 years, objects, objects and performance developing. Example, a baby looks for a toy, even if it is hidden. Next one, pre-operational stage, 2 to 7 years, use of the symbols and long ways and egocentric and thinking. Development, conversation, conservation and not developed. Okay. Child think example. Child thinks the sun moves around the earth. Okay. Egocentrism presents is the world for own perspective. Third one, concrete operational stage. Here 7 to 11 years, logical thinking about the concrete. Child understand that quantity remains the same even if the shapes are changes. This is the example. Next one, formal operational stage, say 11 years above. Abstract thinking, hypothetical reasoning. Okay, 11 years and above. Example, teenager thinks about future possibilities and ideas. Key points. Cognitive development is a continuous process. Children construct their own understanding. Learning is an active, not passive. Okay. And John Piaget focused on how children think, not what they now think. Classroom applications. Match teaching methods with the child stages. Use concrete material in early learnings. Encourage exploration discovery. Okay. Next. Important terms. Schema. Schema means mental framework. Assimilation. Fitting new information. Accommodation. Modifying or creating new schema. Suppose um, in child mind some points are added, then his thoughts will be changed. Okay. Equilibrium. Balance between these two. Cognitive development is development of thinking abilities. Exam points. John Piaget, father of the cognitive development. Theory focus on the how children think. Four stages. Sensory motor, pre-operational, concrete operational, formal. Three concepts: schema, assimilation, and accommodation and equilibration. Learning is an active process. Children construct new knowledge. Okay, important for understanding child development in education. This is the most important point. Okay, next, Bruner. Bruner is the father of the discovery learning. Bruner is American psychologist known for his work cognitive development and education. Okay, he is the main emphasizes the role of thinking of learning procedures. Okay, believed in that learning is an active process. He is the introduced discovery learning. Most important point. Bruner Bruner introduced the concept of the discovery learning. His core idea: active discovery, new knowledge. Okay, its contributions: discovery learning, spiral curriculum, mode of representation. Suppose one topic is in 8th class, the topic added 9th class, the topic added 10th class. It is called the spiral. It's like that. Then 8th, 9th, 10th. Then the student will be completely concentration on that subject and will be strong on that subject. Okay. Concept. Example. Three models levels of representation. Inactive. 0 to 3 years. Learning through actions. Learning through actions or doing things. Example, a child learns to ride a cycle by actual riding it. Second one, iconic representation. Learning through images or pictures. Here, inactive representation. Actions, short trick actions. Here, images, iconic images. A child understanding a house by looking at picture. Third one, symbolic representation, 8 years and above. First one, 0 to 3 years. Second one, iconic, 3 to 8 years. Third one, symbolic, 8 years above. Learning through symbols. Example, area of rectangle, L into B. Okay, next. Classroom applications. Encourage students and find answers themselves. Use discovery activities. Ask open-ended questions. Open-ended questions. This is also important question. Open-ended questions. Discovery learning. Open-ended questions. Bruner. Okay. Next, provide opportunities exploration, promote discussions and group activities. Okay. Teacher is only a guide and as a giver of knowledge. Teacher is a guide in guide in discovery learning. Okay. Next, spiral curriculum. A concept taught in a simple form first to all students, then repeatedly at the higher levels. Already I told you. Example, I'm discussing about the fraction. Class 1 2, half and 1 by 4. 3 4, equivalent fractions. Class 6 and above, operations on the fractions. Okay. Next, important terms. Discovery learning, learning by exploring and finding. Spiral curriculum, teaching concepts repeatedly at increasing levels. Inactive, learning through actions. Iconic, learning through images. Symbolic, learning through symbols and language. Okay. Exam points. Recall. Bruner, father of the discovery learning. Three models: inactive, iconic, symbolic. Spiral curriculum. Key contribution. Learning is an active process. Teacher as a guide or facilitator. Okay. Next. Lev Vygotsky. He is the father of this socio-culture theory. He is the Russian psychologist. Social development and learning emphasize the role culture, language, social interaction. His main idea is social interaction, that is the individual learning. Okay, with others, that is within the self. His contribution: social development theory, ZPD, zone of the parochial development, the gap between the learner can do alone and what he can do with the help. Language plays a vital role. MKO, more knowledgeable others. A guide who helps the learner to achieve higher levels. Okay. ZPD, zone of proximal development. What a child can do alone. Independent level. Suppose a student can do some work in simple. The optimal learning zone. One teacher guidance and support that the students are doing much more. After that, what a child can do yet. Task the learner cannot perform even with help or not. Okay. Key points of ZPD. ZP is the difference between the actual and potential development. Learning happens in the ZPD. ZPD means zone of proximal development. First of all, a child can do alone, independent level. Next one, ZPD, the optimal learning with the support with help. Next, last one, what a child cannot do yet or not. If okay, ZPD is a dynamic and changes as the learner progress. Definitely the first with the help of two, this the improvement is there definitely. Okay. Next one, scaffolding. This is the most important point. Scaffolding means support, bridge to learning. Suppose one student here, you can observe here the teacher is supporting here. Then next step he reduce support. Then he went to top. Okay, this is called the learner becomes independent. This is called the scaffolding. Next, MKO, more knowledgeable person, more knowledgeable other. A person who has more knowledge or skill than the learner and help the learner action achieve higher levels. Suppose his father is helping to the kid, then he improve. It is called the more knowledge other. He is helping. Father is helping to son. Father is helping to son. Okay. Next, role of language. Language is a tool of thinking. Thought and language develop together. Private speech helps children in the self-regulation. Language meditates learning and problem solving. Next, classroom applications. Promote promote peer interaction and collaboration. Use group activities and discussions. Provide guidance within ZPD. Proximal development. Zone of proximal development. Okay. Gradually, with the help of scaffolding. First of all, here, what is the scaffolding? Temporary support. Temporary support. Okay. Encourage questioning and use of languages. Next one. Key points. Vygotsky, father of the socio-culture theory, learning social processes, introduced the concept of ZPD, emphasizes the role of language. Teacher acts as a guide and facilitator. Scaffolding is help in learning. Okay. These are the most important tabs. ZPD, zone of proximal development. MKO, more knowledgeable other. Scaffolding, support given to the learner which is gradually removed. Internalized, process of turning external activities into internal mental process. Okay. Private speech. What is internalization? Here you can observe. This is the with others, within self. This is the main core. Okay. And private speech. Next one, Asbel. David Paul Asbel. He is the father of the meaningful learning. He is the American educational psychologist known for his work for meaningful learning. Believe that the most important single factor what the learner already knows. His book is The Psychology of Meaningful Verbal Learning, 1963. His core idea, new information plus existing knowledge that is equal to meaningful learning. Meaningful learning. Important contribution. Meaningful learning, advanced organizers, introduce the material given before learning a new topic to provide a conceptual framework. Subsumptions. Subsumptions means new information is linked to a more general concept already existing. You can observe the link. Suppose he has one student has some knowledge about the some program, some class, some subject, then teacher given some thoughts, new information linked, new information given. Then the existence is the cognitive structure. The final output, new information and existing knowledge is meaningful learning. Last one, differentiation and integration. Ideas become more differentiated and integrated with time. As well as types of learning. Here observe meaningful learning. New concepts, relevant concepts is cognitive development. Results in long term and retention and understanding. Example, learning the concept of the photosynthesis by relating to the already known concept of the food of plants. Suppose one student know the food of the plants, then the concept is related to the photosynthesis. Then he can easily understand. Okay, it is the meaningful learning. Next one, rote learning. New information is learned by heart without relating it to existing knowledge. Example, memorizing the formula. By heart, the formula a square minus b square is equal to a plus b into a minus b without understanding its meaning. Next, advanced organizers. Introduced material present before for the main lesson. It acts as a bridge between the learner already knows and what is going to learn. Okay, you can observe what learner already knows. New information is formed. This is the bridge. Okay, it provides over of the lesson, organize the incoming information, reduce the cognitive load. Okay, enhance the meaningful learning. Consumption. The process of relating new specific information to more general and inclusive concept already present in the cognitive structure. You can observe here specific new information linked to existing learner, the result is meaningful learning. Okay. New information, existing information is equal to meaningful learning. Okay. Differentiation and integration. Gradual process of the breaking down general concept in the more specific process combining different ideas and concepts from a coherent whole. Okay. Next, condition for the meaningful learning. Learning must have relevant prior knowledge. Material should be potential, meaningful, logical, meaningful. Learning should be willing to learn meaningful. Teacher should be advanced organizers. Okay. Classroom applications. Use advanced organizers before teaching a topic. Relevant new concept to students. Prior knowledge. Use examples of analogies, concept maps. Okay. Encourage active participation. Okay. Avoid rote learning, promote understanding. Important terms, meaningful learning, rote learning, advanced organizer, subsumption. Subsumption means linking new specific information to general concept. Differentiation, breaking down general concept into specific details. Integration, combining. Differentiation means breaking down, integration means combining ideas. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.